If your goal was the elusive 2400 or even something close to it like a 2300, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to give you the basic framework or overview study guide to getting that 2400. Now when I'm doing this video is I'm going over rather quickly the study guide that's available in the link in the description. So go ahead and check that out. You can download it there. So for 2400, you need to know pretty much everything you need to know for the SAT. You cannot have gaps whatsoever. You need to be in the top 1%, less than that even, of the test takers, right? We're talking fractions of a percent at this point. So that means you need to be top notch in everything. So you got to do a complete overview. If going from from an 1800 to a 2100 was hard, then going from a 2100 to a 2400 is even worse because there are just so few points. Every mistake you make just takes you down so quickly, especially in the math section. I mean, 3 questions wrong in the math section, you're already looking at like a low 700 score. So you really don't have much room for error, which means you really got to be on top of your game. So you might want to, wonder before you start embarking on this quest whether it's worth it, whether putting in the time and effort you'll need to get a 2400 it will be worth it because of all the other things you could be doing. You don't want to have your grade slip for 2400. You don't want to have to quit clubs or extracurriculars for 2400, things like that. Now, though a 2400 is a lofty goal and the bar is set high for you, it does not usually require perfection. So the reading usually has a decent curve for you. You can get a few wrong and still get an 800. The writing section occasionally will give you a little leeway. The math, though, almost never does. So you got to be very careful here. The percentiles, again, tells you what percentage of test takers you beat with the score. So a 2300 is better than 99% plus, and a 2400 obviously is better than a 99% plus. So you're really in rarefied region here. All raw points and max wrong in this table is just an estimate, though for the 2400 it's pretty close to what it is. Here are your score ranges you need. Here are the percentiles for each individual section. And remember, this is at a 54 for the math, at a 67, and at a 49. So notice you are not bumping up very close. And these max wrongs show you just how close you can be. Generally with the math, to get into 2400 at least, you can't get any wrong, can't get any wrong, can't get any wrong. Though there's a little bit of leeway in there. So, and in general, as you can see, how many can omit? None. Omitting should be completely out of your repertoire here because it's time to do all the questions. Before you begin studying, download these things. They're also available in the link in the description, so go ahead and get those. And then make sure you've got a copy of the official SAT study guide. So in these parts here, I basically give a breakdown as to what you need to do for each individual section. I'm not going to read it all here. I'm just going to give some highlights. The main highlight is you want to use the math study guide after you've done the diagnostic and hit some weak areas. You want to use the math study guide to work through all the videos, right? You need to have a complete overview of the entire SAT just so you can really squeeze at every point. This is kind of optional. You can't take shortcuts here. If you want a perfection, you can't take shortcuts. And again, just like with the 2100, focus most of your attention on the hards, because the main thing that's going to hold you back from perfection are going to be those hard questions. For the reading, there's no diagnostic, but still focus on the level 1, 2, and 3 vocab. Use the critical reading study guide and work through the entire critical reading bootcamp. There's a lot of videos, but it will be worth it. Pay special attention to those hard questions in the sentence completions, yes, but mostly in the reading. So figure out which ones were hard, try to figure out why they're hard, what you can do to improve on them, things like that. If sentence completions are a problem for you, then you might want to break into the level 4 and level 5 vocabulary. But as I mentioned elsewhere, vocab from flashcards is not super ideal, but in a pinch, we'll have to do it. For the writing, you're going to take your diagnostic test, cover your weak areas, but then again use the grammar study guide and work through all the SAT grammar bootcamp and tactics videos. You want to be very thorough here. Again, focus most of your attention on the hards and do a practice essay. If you remember, you can send it to me and I'll grade it for you. And you want to hit 10 to 12 consistently. If you're not scoring 10 to 12 consistently, it's going to be very difficult to get an 800 in the writing, even if you have a perfect multiple choice score. So hit your 10 to 12. If you can hit a 10, you can get an 800 with a 10 almost all the time. You would just need to get all the multiple choice questions right. Now, if you get a 12 or sometimes an 11, you have a little bit of leeway, maybe 1 or 2 questions, but still you want to not really count on that. Count on getting all or maybe 1 wrong in the multiple choice section and then hitting your 10 to 12 target in the essay. And if you can't hit the 10 to 12 target consistently, watch the SAT essay bootcamp. And if you consistently hit your score target in your practice sessions, then congrats. I mean, there's nothing more I can really say to you at that point. You've hit your goal. So if you have any questions, let me know either in the comments of this video. You can email me, contact me through my website, whatever. I'm very receptive to questions and feedback, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. All right, I'll talk to you later.